right, Unit 5, Lesson 4. Today we are still only going to divide with your normal whole numbers well, for the most part. But today we're going to focus kind of more on what we're doing with divisors, or I'm sorry, what we're doing with remainders, which that only matters in word problems, right? What do you do with remainders with word problems? So we have a lot of word problems today. Before you jump into math, please try your best on these challenge questions, okay? If you are going to put 100% focus in something in math, these challenge questions, in understanding the challenge questions, this is where you want to put your focus, okay? And most importantly, when I explain, how to get the answers. So at the end of the day, you get these 3 questions. That is your goal. You get these 3 questions. If you always get these 3 questions, you're where you need to be. All right, so we are on page 201, and we will take our time going over these questions so we understand them, okay? So the roll of ribbon is 1,780 inches long. It takes 1 yard of ribbon to wrap a gift. How many gifts can be wrapped? So, of course, this is division because that's what the unit's all about, is division. But more specifically, what are we dividing? Well, we have this much ribbon. And in division, what we're doing here is we are taking what we have and we are saying how many groups. That's a beautiful 8 right there. Yes. How many groups we can make with it? Well, each group is 1 yard. But are we working with yards? No, we're not working with yards. We're working with inches. So each group is 36 inches. Why? Because 1 present is 36 inches. We have 1,780 inches to work with. So remember I said we're working on what to do with the remainder. What would you do with the remainder of wrapping paper or ribbon? It kind of usually goes in the garbage, doesn't it? You can't use it. So basically what we're doing here is we're ignoring the remainder. Why? Because we can't wrap a gift with the remainder. All right? So try this division problem and then unpause it and see how you did. All right. Hopefully you tried that one out. Now I'm going to go over the answer. We have 1,780. And we are making groups. And we're making groups of 36. So we're going to take 36 and go into 1. No, we can't pull 36 from 1. Can we pull it out of 17? No, we can't pull 36 out of 17. Can we pull 36 out of 178? Sure can. Sure can. So this is where we all are going to have a different strategy. How do you guess at how many to take out? Some people are already like, I'm going to guess 5. So over here, they check their guess. 36. If I take out 5 groups of 36, 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3 is 15. So that would be 180. And then you check your guess. I only have 178. Can I take away 5? Negative. We know our answer is going to be 4. Well, how do you know it's going to be 4? Because 5 is too many. I know 4 is 36 less than this. 4 is going to work. But now I need to figure out, if I take out 4, what's left over? Well, I got to figure out what 36 times 4 is. Some of you guys are like, Mr. Stahl, don't multiply again. Instead, just subtract 36 from 180. If this was 5 of them, take away 36 to figure out what's 4 of them. That would work. Now remember, you see what's left over. Okay, fine. So you had 178, you took away 144, there's 34 left over. Now we bring down the next number. Back to that guessing game. You got to guess somewhere. 10, right? 10 times 36 is 360. Oh yeah, 10's not right. It's got to be 9. So I'm going to put it light, and now I'm going to check that 9. Now you see why we go over multiplication before division. You use it a lot. Now you see why too I said it was so important that we all knew how to multiply. Because man, if you don't know how to multiply, you are in so, this is too confusing. You're giving up. Oh yeah, 9's gonna be great. 9's gonna be great. And then the remainder is 16. So you can make 49 gifts with a remainder of 16. So you can almost wrap a half of a gift. So the question is, how many total gifts can be wrapped? That answer is 49. And we know why. Why do you ignore the remainder? Well, we ignore that remainder because it is not enough ribbon to wrap a gift. That's why we ignore it. Cool. All right. Let's move on. Number 2. Let's move on to number 2. And remember, best thing we could do is take our sweet time. I bet you out of all the people in my class that's watching this, one person just now said, oh my gosh, I think I get it. One of you. But what's important is you're closer to indubitably. Not that you get it yet, but you're closer. There are 247 people traveling to the basketball tournament by bus. Each bus holds 52 people. How many buses are we going to have to get? So this was that first one that, remember I told you, hey, we already started working on these kind of questions, knowing what to do with the remainder, right? So 247 people are going to the tournament. We're in charge of buying buses. A bus holds 50 people. Oh, I lied. That was my example. That was in the challenge question. A bus holds 52 people. How many buses are we going to have to buy? Okay. Well, let's pause for a second. Try this one. This one is a little more doable. I think you guys can get this one. It's only 247 and 52. Try your best. All right, you unpause. Now let's see if you got the answer correct. How many buses are we going to buy? Oh my gosh, I can count by 50s. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. 550s is 250, which is too big. And this isn't even 50, it's bigger than 50. So for sure it's going to be too big. So what number am I going to put right here? 4. 52 times 4. Now I'm checking to see what's left over. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 4 is 20. 8 falls down, 0 falls down, 2 falls down. So 4 buses would cover 208 kids. 17, 3. 39 kids are like, oh my gosh, we couldn't fit in the 4 buses. So how many buses will you need? Well, you need to buy one more for these kids. So the real answer, of 247 divided by 52 is 4 with the remainder of 39. But the answer to this is 5. right? It's 5. And why do we round up? Because those poor kids, no, I won't put poor, because those kids will still need a ride, even if the bus is only 39 out of 52 full. All right, let's move on. Ooh, pizza, I like pizza. And they even did the math for us. Isn't that nice of them? That's so nice of them. Because here, the author's trying to see, okay, I'm not testing to see if you know how to divide here. I'm testing to see if you know what to do with your answer. So let me just give you the answer real quick, is what he's saying. The 28 students in Mrs. Kobe's class will share 98 slices of pizza equally. How many slices will each kid get? Well, there's 98 slices, and we want to see how many 28s are in 98. So they go in, they get 3, they see what's left over, there's 14 left over, and then he said, okay, there's 14 left over out of 28, and then some smart person said, oh my gosh, this can get reduced to 7/14. Oh my gosh, this can get reduced to 1/2. Oh, that's just 3.5. So how many slices will each kid get? Well, can you slice a pizza in half? Yes, you can slice a pizza in half. So that answer is 3.5 pieces. Oops. 3.5 pieces. I don't know why that was my copy paste. All right, so let's get another text down here. Look at the division shown here. Explain how to get a fraction after you find the remainder. Oh, we know this. Remainder over divisor. That's what that disgusting thing on the outside is called. That's the name, divisor. That's all you got to put. You don't have to explain any more than that. You guys know how to do that because we've been doing that already. Number 4. Suppose 16 friends earned $348 at a car wash. They wanted to divide that money equally. They're like, there are the 16 of us. Let's see how many 16s are in that 348. The division at the right shows they already did that for us. Each friend gets $21, and there's $12 left over. You divide that between 16 people. Each person gets 12/16, or 3/4 of a dollar. 3/4 of a dollar is 75 cents. So, okay. Was that a question? I'm so confused. What's this have to do with this? Was that 3 that we did? What's going on here? A rectangular, sorry about that. I feel like I just wasted life. I don't understand why this is here. Maybe I took it out the wrong way. I'm not sure. A rectangular garden has an area of 882 square meters. The long side is 35. How long is the short side? So once again, this is an example of division. An example of division. We have a rectangle. We have the area already found out. And then we have one of the sides. The long side is 35. But we do not know the short side. Real quick, I'll show you a fake question. If this is 25 and this is 5, then we know this is 5. Why? Because 5 times 5 is 25. If we don't know a missing side, you could take this and divide it to figure out that missing side. So we're going to do the same thing up here. We're going to take our 882 and we are going to divide it by 35. You can pause, try to get this answer, see if you're getting any closer. First thing that you do is you go into 88. If you feel like you are lost, but you knew that you're counting by 35s to go into 88, you're not lost. You're doing a really good job. Now you count by 35s. Well, I'm thinking 2, right? Because 2 35s, remember 35 times 2 is the same thing as 35 plus 35. 2 35s is 70. We can't take away another 35. That would be 105. So we know that we're going to take away 2, which is 70. That means there's 18 left over. Now we're going to bring down the 2. If I already have 3 of them right here, instead of multiplying, I'm just going to add a couple more. 35 more would be 140. That's 4 of them. And then 35 more of that is 175. That's 5 of them. Perfect. That's so close. So I'm going to put a 5 here. And then I'm going to put my 175 down. And there's 7 left over. 7 left over. How do you know that, Mr. Stahl? Because I know 5 more is 180. And then 2 more is 182. So that's 7 more. Or you could borrow. All right, so my answer is 25, and there's a remainder of 7 35ths. I think they want you to turn it into a decimal, but I'm going to hold off teaching you how to turn it into a decimal right now. Instead of, starting something brand new, I want you guys just to kind of understand how to do this. And you guys are probably getting really close. So that is what this answer is. The short side is 25 and 7 35ths meters. A bagel shop has 138 bagels to be packed into boxes of 12 to be sold. We'll end it after this one. So give me your best effort here, and we will end it after this one. So a bagel shop is they're going to sell a whole bunch of bagels, right? About 138. They're going to sell them in groups of 12. It's a dozen. Some bakers call that a dozen. But then the extra bagels are going to be for the workers. So the boss is going to come in and say, "Yep, are you guys done with making the bagels, Jack?" And they're going to say, "Yes, we're done, boss." And he's going to say, "Okay, any extra bagels you guys can eat. But you have to tell me right now, how many extra bagels are you going to have?" So basically, whatever the remainder is, they get to eat. Isn't that phenomenal? And then that's really the only question they're asking us. They don't care how many 12s are in 138. They're not asking us how many boxes are going to be packed. They're only asking us how many bagels the workers are going to eat. So what I would like for you to do is practice. I mean, you basically have to know the answer to get the remainder anyways. Once again, this one's a little more doable. Let's end on a positive note. Try this one out on your own. All right. How many 12s are in 13? 1, right? We took away 1 group. Now what's our next step? Figure out how many are left over. Well, if you took away 1 group, you took away exactly 12. There's 1 left over. Now after you get the leftover amount, bring down the next digit. How many 12s are in 18? 1. What's left over? The number that we're searching for, 6. So in this question, we don't need to put 6 12ths, right? They're not asking us how many boxes. 6 12ths would be How many boxes are they're going to be able to make? 11 and a half. But they're not asking us how many boxes. They're asking us how many bagels will the workers get. And the boss said they're allowed to get any left over. After they made 11 full boxes, there's 6 bagels left over. What a nice boss, letting each of the workers have some extra scrap. So let's put this answer down. How many bagels will the workers get? The workers will get 6 bagels. Why is the remainder of the answer? Because the workers are allowed to eat the leftovers. The remainder is the leftover, are the leftovers. The remainder are the leftover donuts. The remainder is the leftover donuts, is the leftover donuts. All right. That is this portion of math. So I'll see you at 10:30.